Alright, LP is going to line up now. I bet these guys are going to do just fine lining up. I don't think they're going to be all crooked like the other guys. This is just my hunch. We'll see. They're giving up their lineup and wait permission. Alright, how's the lineup game going to be? Let's find out. There's somebody's having a honking war on the ground down there. I can hear the okay, they're saved by the bell. So they're not going to hold in position. They're just going to go. And see the main gear? This would have been a perfect lineup job. See, I told you they were going to do it right. I friggin' told you they were going to do it right.
Yeah, 469.
And my reasoning behind that is because a lot of times Turkish pilots start right in the heavy planes from a military or from whatever sort of state flight they were doing prior to Turkish Airlines. So they go right from their fighters, or they don't fly smaller, commercial aircraft. They go straight to the big guys. So they probably have it nailed down pretty quickly. Now he or she, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be pretty crooked. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be pretty crooked. Now let's see. Prove me wrong, Delta. Delta, my Delta. Prove me wrong, boys. Alright, where's the main gears going? Let's look for brake dust first. I think there was.
United 8107.
Not bad.
Just continue to
Not
hold short
bad.
runway 24 left.
We got the left fuselage showing. Alright, they're not perfectly straight, but they're pretty darn close. And look how dirty the flipping tail is.
Heavy contact departure.
For those of you who fly the 75 and 76, which I know you're not watching this, why the hell is there always what appears to be dried out hydraulic fluid
heavy, wind
on the trailing edge of the flaps
21 RNF Dalbray,
and the friggin' tail of the aircraft? Why is it always so prevalent?
JetBlue 1124 caution, wake turbulence, traffic will cross the
I mean, that's appalling, isn't that, look? It's just so freaking dirty, man.
JetBlue 1124.
I've never seen a dirtier 767 than that one there that I can recall. But good job lining up. JetBlue is in the news lately. They're going to be running out of cash here very, very soon. Spirit Airlines might be gone before I'm done with this shoot. Very sad times for the lower cost carriers, man. Very sad times. So much uncertainty thanks to Trump's war.
United 8107, traffic will hold in position at
right.
Victor, cross to 121.
Now here comes TAP Air Portugal, 247. Awesome 330 Neo. I remember the last time that I captured this one was that day I went into a diatribe about the Continental old open hangar here at LAX, the midfield position. One of my other videos buried down there somewhere. I was fascinated about TAP because it was just a very new service that they started doing into Los Angeles. And I think this is the actual same aircraft as well. Now again, the rule always applies. This is going to be a nice, smooth touchdown watch. Absolutely smooth butter. It has to be. Okay, that's about as hard as it gets in the 330. But never anything catastrophic. These aircraft are balanced so flipping perfectly that it's hard to get a hard landing in these things. I'm not sure about the 340, but the 330 definitely it applies to. Old shot of Surf Ridge or Palisades Del Rey up there, the old community that died in the early 50s, 60s, and was completely gone by the 70s.
29 with 20010, 20 Del Rey, runway 24 left, good for takeoff.
So there's Southwest taking off. Air Portugal is holding short at taxiway Whiskey of 24 left. And this is LAX's biggest blunder after their runway construction upgrades, because lots of aircraft keep negating the whole short bars here and crossing over and penetrating into the environment of runway 24 left at LAX. So that's one of the biggest things that they've got going on safety-wise here. Nothing that a good briefing and threat forward assessment can't handle. Frontier is one of the, I believe it was today actually, one of the members of the meeting with Secretary Sean Duffy to take a pulse and a temperature of the effects of the spike in fuel, the low-cost carriers. Now, Spirit Airlines has formally asked the government and even offered up their airline to the government for an infusion of cash. But the problem with that is it's not fair if they just give Spirit a bailout. So others were invited to the meeting. Again, if these ULCC guys get the bailout from the government, airlines like Delta, American, United can certainly sue for their share too, because you have to be fair. If you're gonna, nice and firm. If you're gonna start bailing airlines out, you don't just bail one or two out. Everyone gets part of it, because the fuel, no matter how much money you're making, the fuel situation, the oil crisis that of Trump's war, it affects all of the airlines. All right, Delta, not as much as they refine a lot of their own fuel, they still have to bring the crude over. Oh my word, Southwest. Come on, guys, you could do way better than that. What the flip is that?
Southwest 2749, wind 20011.
That's like a 30-degree offset. Watch that rudder. Watch that rudder as they straighten her out. So let's find out what's going to happen. Spirit could be gone in days. JetBlue has sold a lot of their planes to fund their own debt management. They've got $9 billion in debt. United is not willing or not even caring about purchasing JetBlue anymore. They're completely out of that race. They don't want it at all. And Trump said that he just wants somebody to buy Spirit. Now, you don't get anything if you buy Spirit. You don't get anything at all. They don't have any good slots. They don't have any gates. They don't have any hard. I don't even think they have any airplanes anymore. So if you buy Spirit Airlines, all you get is people. And that is just an expense that people would rather not take. So here's the deal. Spirit will not get an infusion of cash, in my opinion, because you can't just give it to one airline. If the ULCCs get an infusion of cash, the other airlines can definitely sue because they want a part of the action too. You have to play it fair. So it's a big fucking mess. The creditors that are funding Spirit have objected to the business plan. They want out. The creditors of Spirit, they want out. So this is the biggest scare that we're seeing here in the industry today, thanks to the oil crisis and the spike of prices on fuel. Delta just got canceled their landing clearance for this guy to do a routine runway inspection. Will they have to go around? Nah. Hey, man. All right. Is there anything cool? I'm not done with my Spirit Airlines update here, but I don't want to do it just fucking filming Southwest again. They're like cockroaches. They're like everywhere, and there's so many of them. I love Southwest, bro. I talk a lot of smack, but it's all love, bro. One of my favorite planes to ride on, you know. They're so reliable. They're everywhere you need to go, and they fly in early in the morning, late at night. They're the best. In the nick of time, they got their clearance to land. Floater. Nice touchdown, dude. Yes. Oh, man, that was good. There is still nothing to capture, dude, and continue my spirit story. Oh, well, whatever. You can look it up. Lineup job, how is it? Bad.
Delta 2277, turn left and hold short of runway 24 left.
Hold short.
Turn hold short 24 left over 2237.
Look at the lineup job. It's terrible. I know Mexico.
Lineup Del Rey, runway 24 left, clear for takeoff.
Lineup Del Rey, number take runway 24 left.
Let's check the rudder out as I go.
3182, contact SoCal departure.
SoCal Southwest 3182.
Oh, he's going to use the tiller to straighten it out. There we go. I guess it's just not that easy, is it? To line the aircraft up with the runway. I mean, I don't understand why it's hard. I don't understand it. God, I wish there was a Spirit aircraft coming on final or taking the runway on this side, because I'd rather talk about it when there's a Spirit plane in sight. Although there's barely any Spirit here at LAX anymore, barely. So what do I mean then about creditors objecting to the business plan? Well, according to court filings, a creditor objects to the business plan since the price of fuel has skyrocketed over double. The business plan is predicated on fuel costing $2.26 per gallon or thereabouts for the entire year. But now that's not even remotely possible, and there's no end to the war in sight. One day Trump says it's over, we won. The next day he says they want to wipe out the nuclear capabilities. Then he says that, the nuclear capabilities wiped out months ago. There is no certainty, there's no direction in the administration. So the volatility is going to remain high for fuel. And of course, the Strait of Hormuz being closed by Iran, but Trump says it's open. There's so much bullshit, and that's what riles up the markets. So now you've got fuel prices that are going to continue to soar or get stagnant, causing a stagflation. And the creditors no longer can sustain the operation of Spirit Airlines. That's why it's going to go bust. Okay? They're not willing to interject cash for something they know is not going to return a yield in the near future. So they're done. The creditors want out. And of course, Judge Sean Lane, who presides over the New York Bankruptcy Court, he's going to have to make a ruling here very, very soon, regardless of whether the government gives the money or not. Now, I don't think that's going to happen because they have to. They can't play favorites. Well, this administration, you never know what you're going to get, but it wouldn't come that quickly. It seems as though Spirit would run out of cash before the infusion would hurt them. And then, even if they were to get a bailout, the price has to stabilize on fuel, and there's no end in sight for the fuel crisis situation. Typically, they last between 18 and 24 months, and Spirit can't sustain that. So there's that. Okay, that's why Spirit is most likely going to fail. 2019 inbound from Tampa. Alright, so I'm all done with these Spirit stories. Shit, watch it. Oh, fuck, my settings are bad. On Nippon 126 inbound from Haneda. Look at the layered clouds. That looks flipping awesome, doesn't it? Get a bit more of that. Ooh. I thought they were powering up for a go-around for a second. But no.
Justice 388, LA Tower, 94 left on the way.
JetBlue 3D, go takeoff.
Nicely done, bro. That was beautiful. Sweet. How's JetBlue's lineup game? Alright, let's see how JetBlue 223 does in and out from JFK. They are for sale if anyone wants to buy them. They're happily for sale. They just put $500 million. Now, they got an extension or a line of credit or a cash infusion, I'm not sure which, of $500 million in exchange for their jets. Desperate times, dude. Desperate times. Speaking of $500 million, did you hear about this Trump administration finalizing a bailout package for Spirit Airlines to the tune of $500 million? Now, let me tell you something about that. Even though it's in the final stages of acceptance, there's still a judge there in the freaking bankruptcy court that's going to have to approve this. Now, if the judge does not see a viable, practical road to profitability for Spirit Airlines, he could block it. He can block the federal government aid of $500 million, or he can modify the terms and make them work something else out. But like I said earlier, if this bailout occurs, JetBlue, Frontier, they're going to want part of the action, okay? It's not fair for the government to just step in and save one airline. Now, back in COVID and back in 9/11, bailouts were issued across the board. Very seldom in our business can a bailout just be given to one airline without there being a huge fallout from the rest. So that's my 2 cents about the bailout measures that are being taken right now on the Hill. What do you think? Accurate. I like accuracy. And so the debtor in possession lenders, they are not happy about this bailout situation because the government assumes a majority position and seniority in the hierarchy of payments, okay? So the DIP guys can get screwed over. And who's in charge of putting this $500 million, wow, look at that, package together? The Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, the guy that lied about his associations with Jeffrey Epstein. So now, who would have ever thought that Spirit Airlines is now intertwined with the Epstein matter via Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary? This stuff is laughable, my friends. Absolutely laughable. Back-to-back A380 action. Probably the finale shot here, but I'll always go revisit and have another look. Korean 011 Supa, Incheon, Seoul, South Korea. Where did I go off talking about politics during a plane spotting session? But you know what? I want to wind down my thought about the bailout for Spirit Airlines by posing a couple of questions here. And where did it all come from? What precipitated the need for this? And I have to tell you, whether you like it or not, it's directly caused by the administration's war with Iran and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. And now Trump wants to pretend he's saving an airline and 14,000 jobs from a problem that was presumably created by the administration itself. So, I don't know. It's all very laughable. From a business perspective, I think they should have nothing to do with bailing out an airline and taking a 90% stake in a super seniority position and payments. What about the other guys? Let them eat cake. Pitch down. Whoa. Okay, check out that elevator. Ooh, it just settles right on down. Held what they had, they did not save it, it just kind of cushioned itself down. Which means that it had a higher energy state than the previous one. Is it still there? Nope, they're gone. Good. Oh, I think that's it. I'm out. Alright, here's the last one. 3 supers in a row. 3 supers in a row. This one is 452, I believe it was number. Inbound from Munich. And the last part that I forgot to say earlier about the whole Spirit debacle is that, We now have a presidential reason for Spirit's demise, and the president says it's because of the Democrats. I am not shitting. I'm not making this up. I'm not joking. The demise of Spirit has been caused by the Democrats. Oh boy, that's the state of our business these days, guys. All right. It's the Democrats' fault. Deutschland's AIMN. AIMN. You know, I don't care what we talk about on my platforms. You can talk politics, you can talk relationships. There's no fucking rules here, man. Nice and firm, not a big deal. Welcome to LAX, Deutschland's AIMN. Alright, I think it's time for me to bugger off. Well, as I wrap up this video, good luck JetBlue, good luck everybody, Frontier, American, Delta even. Because United just announced that they're going to immediately raise their ticket prices by 20% for the spring travel. For now, immediately, 20% sales hikes. And by the winter travel season, United will have increased it by 60%, okay? And all the airlines are going to follow suit. Now, that's the very first indicator of a stagflation economy, where everything's dictated by the fuel pricing. Because everything you do, you buy, everything you spend money on has fuel-associated costs with it. Stagflation, the prices of everything go up, your pay does not, and nothing becomes affordable. People stop spending money, stagflation occurs, and then, yeah, the big reset. So brace yourselves, my friends, because that's what we're heading into. I hope you enjoyed the plane spotting here at LAX as much as I loved shooting it. Look at that terrible lineup job there. Come on, JetBlue, you can do better than that. Peace.